Can you hear that? That's the clock ticking on entries for our PM for a Day competition. It's Bryce here, reminding you that if you want the chance to win a trip for two to Canberra, to meet the Prime Minister, spend a day exploring Parliament House with me, making a podcast along the way and meeting the Governor-General, then you'd better get moving and send us a video by the close of business this Friday, March 13, telling us what one thing you would do to make Australia a better place if you were Prime Minister for a day. See the Squiz Kids website, squizkids.com.au, for details on how to enter. And a big shout out to all those who have already entered. You guys are awesome.
Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, March 11. In Squiz Kids Today, Iran's footballers seek safety, NASA nudges an asteroid, an emu at the Paralympics, and a library filled with ants. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Some reports say that sound echoed through a secure building in Queensland's capital, Brisbane, in the early hours of Monday morning as a group of 5 Iranian footballers celebrated being granted a visa to stay in Australia. Let's break it down. The players are all members of Iran's women's soccer team, who have been in Australia competing in the Women's Asian Cup. But their time here has taken an unexpected turn. Now, most of you will know that there's been growing conflict and tension involving Iran in the Middle East recently. And inside Iran itself, people live under a very strict government where speaking out can bring serious consequences. Before their opening match against South Korea earlier this month, several players made a quiet protest. As Iran's national anthem played, they chose not to sing. Back home, Iranian state TV labelled them as traitors, sparking fear that they could face punishment if they returned. After their final match of the tournament on Sunday, a 2-0 loss to the Philippines, 5 players made a dramatic decision. They slipped away from their team hotel and asked Australia for asylum. Asylum means asking another country for protection because it's not safe to go home. Within 48 hours, Australian authorities moved the players to a secure location and granted them humanitarian visas. Other teammates may still return home, worried not just for themselves but also for their families. For the 5 who are staying, it was an incredibly brave choice, and many people are hoping that they and their loved ones stay safe. While all that's been happening, parts of Australia have been dealing with some wild, wet weather. Major flooding has hit the Northern Territory, with communities along the Daly River and around Katherine seeing rivers rise to dangerous levels. And in Queensland, towns near Bundaberg are also facing flooding after days of heavy rain, with volunteers helping residents move belongings and stay safe. Through all the rain clouds, the strong Aussie spirit of neighbours helping neighbours has been shining through. Can I get an oi, 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 people?
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed back in Italy, where the Winter Paralympics are underway. Australia has already had a huge moment on the slopes, with snowboarder Ben Tudhope winning a brilliant silver medal on Sunday in the Para Snowboard Cross. And he did it the hard way. During the quarterfinals, Ben dislocated his shoulder, but instead of pulling out, he strapped it up and kept on racing, powering through to finish second. Other Aussies have been putting in strong performances too, with snowboarders Sean Pollard and Aaron McCarthy both making it through to the quarterfinals. But while the athletes have been busy competing, something else is missing. Australia's beloved Paralympic mascot, Bruce the emu. Bruce is a 5-foot-tall brass emu with one leg who travels with the Aussie team to big games to bring a bit of fun and good luck. But sometime over the weekend, Bruce vanished from the Australian team headquarters in the Paralympic Village. The para-pranksters left a ransom note claiming that Bruce was safe and receiving the best care and would be returned soon. The Aussie team has now launched a social media search party with the hashtag #BringBruceBack.
Spaced out.
Picture this, a giant asteroid hurtling towards Earth. Scientists in mission control, dramatic music building in the background like an Armageddon-style disaster movie. Except this time, it's not Hollywood, it's NASA. Back in 2022, NASA launched a mission called DART, the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, to see if humans could actually nudge an asteroid off course if one was ever headed our way. Their target was a pair of space rocks called Dimorphos and its smaller companion Dimorphos, which orbits around it. Their plan? Crash a spacecraft straight into Dimorphos. And it worked. The impact shortened Dimorphos' orbit around Dimorphos by 32 minutes. A huge change in asteroid terms. But astronomers, well, they've kept watching the system ever since. And new measurements show the collision also slowed the pair's journey around the Sun by about 11.7 micrometers per second. But that means shrinking their orbit by roughly 360 meters. Now, that may not seem like much, but when it comes to asteroids and Earth, even a tiny nudge can mean a very big miss later. And in the asteroid defense business, a miss is a very good thing.
Weird science.
Now, imagine walking into a giant library where every shelf is packed with ants. Yep, thousands of them, millions maybe, all staring back at you. And you might be thinking, well, you can just relax because this new ant library is completely digital. Clever scientists have created a massive online ant archive called AntScan. It's a digital collection of incredibly detailed 3D scans of more than 2,000 different ant species from around the world. To make the scans, researchers used a powerful synchrotron particle accelerator. Sounds very sciencey, doesn't it? Which fires bright X-ray beams right through the ants. Don't worry, they're not alive. And that creates super detailed images of their insides. Each scan produces around 3,000 X-ray images, revealing everything from the ant's muscles and digestive system to even its nervous system. So, why ants? Well, because they are one of the most successful species on Earth. Scientists estimate that there are more than 20 quadrillion ants alive right now. So that's roughly 2.5 million ants for every human. And the best bit? You can explore the entire AntScan library online. There are links in the episode notes.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. 5 of which country's soccer players have been allowed to stay in Australia? Yeah, that's right. That country is Iran. Question number 2. What type of animal is Bruce, Australia's Paralympic mascot? Bruce is, of course, an emu. Question number 3. Roughly how many ants are there for every human on Earth? Excellent work if you remembered that there are approximately 2.5 million ants for each human.
Shout outs.
It's Wednesday, March 11. The National Assessment Program Literacy and Numeracy, better known as NAPLAN, begins for students in years 3, 5, 7 and 9 today. Over the next couple of weeks, more than 1 million kids will complete tests in reading, writing, spelling, grammar and maths. Now, if NAPLAN is on your calendar this week, here's an important thing to remember. It's not about being perfect. The tests are designed to help teachers and schools understand how students are going, what skills they're doing well in, and where they might need a little extra help. So, the best advice? Take a deep breath, read the questions carefully, then read them again, and just do your best. You've got this. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Tommy from Armidale, Vanessa from Springvale, Ella from Salisbury Heights, Selena from Marsfield, and Nicholas from Brighton Le Sands. Belated birthday shoutouts go to Fraser from Dural, Basharat from Yarrabilba, and Mrs. Smith, who's the principal at Gladstone Public School. Classroom shoutouts today go to Stage 3 with Ms. Viney, Miss Bonnie and Mr. Murphy at Shoalhaven Heads Public School. Class 5M with Miss Jenkins at MacKillop Catholic College in Mount Peter. Class 4C with Mrs. Gurkha at St Dimphna's Primary School in Aspley. Room 33 with Mr. Hudson at Salisbury Heights Primary School. Class 5 Blue with Mrs. Evans at Mary Immaculate Catholic Primary School in Eaglevale. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Year 6 Freeman class with Miss Tucker and Miss Sidani at St Luke's Catholic College in Marsden Park. Now, don't forget, if you have a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if your class is after a classroom shout out, you can drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au, or you can fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.